Okay. Look at this delightful music. Okay, it's been a while. I'm sorry, it's been a while. But we are finally returning to what comes close to an end of Deluge, Threnody of Crash and Waves. If you haven't seen this before, you need to go back. You need to go back, watch the first episode of Deluge, and then come back here after 3 episodes, because we are closing to an end. And my theory, which everybody cares about, is that this cult is hiding murders in the town. That's it. So yeah, we're gonna load in. And part 4, Crosswinds. It took a while to load there, but yeah, Crosswinds. We're going in. Oh yeah, we're in the middle of a chase. We scrambled down the stairs and out through the fire escape. Hadn't fully recovered from our previous sprint and began to lag behind, but Ina grabbed me by the arm, pulling me onward through the streets. She's from the streets. We made it to Ina's house. Ooh. As we entered the room, she locked the door and hastily closed the curtains. Yeah, we're dead. What is that sound? You think they'll find us here? Oh, they will. But I think they've stated the case. They're bound to leave us alone for now. I hope we don't end up like Karen. Oh shit. Brina was already riffing through her papers, trying to find the passage where she had left off. The next morning I spent indoors, resting my weary head, and abstained from putting up recent discoveries to paper, as I were awarded my family would habitually go through my belongings whenever I was out. Oh. When I returned to the beach late that afternoon, all traces of yesterday's vigil had been erased by the morning tide. Oh yeah, I remember, they burned the goat by the stake. And it wasn't long before I caught Hendrikus sitting against the sand dune. She was quickly singing to herself an old fishwife's tune. Hearing ashore, put on your boots, they'll be back with more. Hearing ashore. She was no longer making any effort to conceal her perpetual surveillance of me. Have I seen this before? The following day I conversed with Cooper. He had appeared to return to his afterboat. Wait, I've seen this before, haven't I? Wait. I was mistaken. I submitted to him that okay, we need to turn down the fucking music. Okay. I submitted to him that I found anything abrasive within his teachings, and that I would take the night ship in order to relay the message to the Prophet's theory. Oh. What happened? Oh. Cooper seemed pleased and thanked me for heartily my visit. To be honest, the man made such a wholesome impression on me that afternoon. He slept with my mother, that I felt inclined, when the evening silence fell upon the town once more, to embark the beach for one last time. I just had to confirm that my conclusion were truly correct, and as not to lay false judgment upon this character. Okay. That night, as I headed through the dunes, I noticed the air was devoid of smoke, and when I arrived at the place where the sermon had previously been held, I found it to be desolate. The tide was fully out of night. That island was the largest, and I could walk out far through the moonlight beach. And that's when I saw it, far in the distance, at the northernmost tip of the isle, there shone a faint light. And as I hurried towards the light, under the cover of dunes, as not to fall to the prey for watching eyes, I saw the large gathering of people had converged once again. That some carried torches, and the Cooper was speaking, leading the sinister ceremony in his animated manner. I took shelter behind a cluster of large stones that stood close to the dunes. But as tide was out, and the congregation stood near the shoreline, I could clearly make out the reverend's words. However, the torches and moonlight illuminated the nocturnal scene, and I had a clear line of sight of the spectacle which took place upon the shore. For more than an hour the reverend preached, and over time grew aware of certain visceral change in his gesticulations. It was though the motions of his hands and his body became more erratic and disjointed in the nature. And simultaneously with his change his voice grew louder, to the point that it could clearly make out the sounds he brought forth. But what shrieked my ears was no longer resembled of human speech, for it acquired a strange, guttural quality that sounded wholly alien to me. In all his characteristic, Cooper had become allied with an unholy demoniac possession that made it prey anything remaining forces of a good in this forsaken island. And after the sermon, the noise died down, and I could see the silhouette upon the shore, which I recognized as silhouette of a young woman. and I could see that she was unclothed, her pale white skin reflecting the moonlight to extent that it appeared to be glowing. This is intense. And she had waving black hair that reached down to her thighs, and from what I could tell it was Hendrika, the pastor's daughter. Hendrika! And she stepped forward and knelt down in the surf. With the eyes of congregation upon her, I saw a ripple passing through the water. And though it was completely windless night, the sea erupted in the sudden tempest, and in the pale light I fancied I saw 100,000 pitch-black wires coiling through the waves. And then, something emerged from the waters. I deemed it to be a shadow. At first, it was the blacker than dead of night, but as it rose higher, I soon found it to be a holy uppercut. A solid mass, pitch black, as though no light could ever escape from it. And it emerged. The crowd erupted in ecstasy, uttering words in the heathen tongues, reciting the name of Lotan. To being crept onto the sand and into the ring of bystanders, slowly drew towards the black-haired girl. And I feared, I have no other word for this whole unspeakable act. But I knew. Hendrika. I know her. There, before countless eyes upon the moonlight shore. But already I was running back through the dunes, down an entire stretch of fields that lay between me and the harbour. And I clambered up to my room, gathering my clothes and perhaps haphazardly before rushing towards the dock, where the mailboat lay that would leave the mainland that night. And I sat there until I departed, all white quivering, thinking of these things that exist beneath the waves, of which no good Christian man has any understanding. That was a long-ass speech. Ina sat there, reading the last page in silence, while she dragged her nails through the fabric of her skirt. So, let's sum it up. What did we just see? We saw Hendrika, the daughter of the pastor, emerge from the fucking water in the cult where they were having torches screaming Lota, Lota, and she just came through the water. What the fuck? It ends with a long technical appeal in which she recommends exclusion of the Church of Abbot with the highest prejudice. Judges. That was quite the story. Ida nodded, yeah. Yeah. Suddenly she became languid, as though all excitement of the past hours had instantly seeped out of her. I have a lot to process. I bet you do. Me too. A mermaid coming from the sea, it doesn't sound like... Her voice drawled. It doesn't sound real, man. Sorry, I really need to go to sleep. We can discuss our findings tomorrow. You want me to go out that fucking door into the streets where the fucking Church of Abbot is waiting for me so they can shoot me in the fucking face. If you want, we can take the couch. Thank you, Ina. I want to go outside. I'll sleep on the couch. Why can't I sleep in your bed? I'm just joking. I'm joking. I'm not joking. I paced through the desolate streets, an unsanitary sensation washing over me, as though everything had suddenly tinted by the strange superstitions that the church document had laid bare. Whatever it was that Ina had read to me yesterday evening, it appeared like something from a horror novel, and the realization that the inhabitants of this town, Leopold, John Cooper, Ina herself had placed so much weight on it, showed just how underdeveloped their minds must have become. Am I calling Ina and the priest undeveloped? Because then I might be dumb. I've been callous. I treated those people as my peers, but I should be careful. Suddenly a voice rang out behind me. Down in the dumps? I jumped. I literally fucking jumped. I heard something. I jumped. Who is it? Rika! Wait. Rika is the... Wait, this music. Like... I swear to God, in this fucking novel, the music changes like so fast from not loud to so loud. Rika, nice to see you. Looks like someone has a bad conscience. What do you mean? She smiled. What the fuck did I do? Anyway, how are you doing? I'm okay. Had a rough day. I hope Ina hasn't been keeping you from your studies. She has. She looked at me with all-knowing eyes, making me wonder how much exactly she had learned about our brush-in with the clergy last night, and the mystifying document we had managed to capture. Say, I wanted to thank you again for letting me join you on your beach trip last Wednesday. Oh, I remember you, and you ruined my evening. I realized I didn't leave you for much of a choice. but I wanted to know it meant a lot to me. I bet she is the girl that emerged from the water now. It can't be the same, Henrika. I'm blessed to have you as my friend. Thank you, I'm blessed too. Sometimes I'm afraid to let go. Let myself go, you see, okay? I get caught up in my workout schedule, in my church duties. You know, church duties, brushing dust of Jesus Christ. But sometimes I forget to savor the moment, to make lasting memories, at the beach with my friends. Youth is far too short to waste. I'd like to make more memories with you, Abe. She's gonna fucking kill me. What do you mean more memories? Who the fuck goes up to somebody, oh, I wanna make more memories with you? That just sound weird, man. She spoke with such an honest candor that I couldn't help but be touched by her words. Did she touch you, bro? But then... she strangled me. Okay. Before I go, I'm curious. Did you find it? What? That book you were looking for last Monday. I remember. Yeah, I did. My heart skipped a beat. I forgot to ask if you managed to find it in the end. Her eyes shot fire. I was unsure how to respond. It was clear that she knew more than she was letting on. The question was how much. I'm afraid I didn't find it. You didn't? No. Her face warped into a menacing grimace. A menacing grimace? How is a menacing grimace? I don't know. Didn't you? Oh. Will you please drop the charade? I didn't, I swear. Here would be a good place to save. Okay. She ain't... okay. I will not ask anybody in this game to drop their charade, because everybody's hiding something, that's clear. But I think she's like... she's, you know, she's brainwashed to think that what she's doing isn't a charade. It's more like a lifestyle, so... I didn't, I swear. I'm just gonna say that. I apologize. I feel this conversation has drawn to an end. I have to go now. What the fuck, are you a robot? To prepare for the afternoon service. Okay, I want to see what different dialogue I would have gotten if I asked her about the charade. So let's see. I heard the... oh, no! Load. That's save. Loading will lose progress. Yeah, load that save. Will you drop the charade, please? Her soothing words, her voice, the mockery in her eyes, her entire... Why did the music stop? Entire presence ignited an explosive rage in me that burst out all at once. Just shut up, bitch! Oh no, I have nothing to say to you. Did I just tell her to shut the fuck up? Already regretting my sudden outburst, my anger was over the second it erupted. Silence, but further unfazed, Rika took a step backwards. Wow, Abe, please control yourself. But you're right, I apologize. I will cease playing games. What? I've been keeping you in the dark about a lot of things. What? You must have many questions by now. What? Though she feigned remorse, the playful glare hadn't completely faded from her eyes. I have to change for the afternoon service soon. Let's say you come over later tonight, and I can answer all your questions. Later tonight? Will your parents let you have a guy over on a Sunday evening? Oh, but I have something far better in mind. She winked. Wait, whoa. I don't want to do that. Recall me telling you I was well connected. I have the keys to the Stanford house. Whoa! Let's say we meet there at 8 PM. I'll explain everything to you then, I promise. So will you join me? What the fuck? Bro, she's gonna kill me. Okay. I have to do something. I have to, save over that one. Yeah, I want to overwrite. Okay. This might get me killed. If I say sure, see you at 8. What happens if I pass on the offer? Oh, this is, you know, this is choices, you know. Okay, let me see what happens if I decline. Oh, suddenly Rika grew cold. I'm sorry, Abe. I thought we were getting along so well. However, you leave me with no choice then to respect your decision. What? I believe we are coming further. We should observe some distance between two of us, to protect both our feelings, if you understand. We may run into one another sometime, but please keep your distance. Guard your heart above all else, for it determines the course of your life. A girl's heart is so easily broken. Please excuse me for now, I have to look for my best afternoon service. Oh, so she was in love with me, okay. Then I'll not play with her. No! Load that save. Yeah, I'll load that save. I'll see you at 8, Rika. I'll see you at 8. I'm so happy, Abe. I'm overflowing with joy. I promise everything will be a lot clearer after tonight. Please excuse me for now. I have to look for my best afternoon service. Okay. I think she'll kill me, if I'm being honest. But, what if she just likes me? What if you just want to get to know me? I won't say no. I won't. I swear. Part 5, Reek. Whoa, was that an entire chapter in 15 minutes? Wait. Did I choose an ending now? Was that an ending? Am I in an ending path now? That might be it. Okay, I need to hold on to that save. Let's see. Yeah, there. Okay, I have that save. Let's just have that and finish Rika. Okay. Not in that way. Wait. Not finish in... no. Oh, okay. I'm just gonna shut the fuck up. When I returned to Ina's house, I found her in the bedroom. Mostly by the same state that I left her in. Okay. She appeared listless, hardly responding to my presence. I ran into Rika just a moment ago. I think she knows that we have an appendix document. No reaction. But she didn't seem too upset about it. I figured the church is aware it's just a load of occult nonsense. I let a repressed chuckle. She even wants to talk to me this evening. Ina sat still for a while, staring at me. She said she'd explain everything about the mysterious occurrences around town. Then she stirred. What the fuck is happening? I'm inclined to go. Oh my god, I mean, it's probably a good thing, right? To just talk to her instead of all the covered spy business we've been doing lately? She got out of bed. Oh, what's happening? Sure, go. Let me know what she says. Ina appeared deathly pale as though she was coming down with a fever. Say, can I maybe make you some dinner? Heat up some noodles or something? No, it's okay, I'm not hungry. Just go. You need to prepare for your date tonight. Oh, no. No! Gave her a nod before I greeted her, but I was about to exit. She uttered one last sentence in a clean voice. Please be careful tonight. That Cupel girl can't be trusted. Fuck. Okay, I might have fucked up here. I might have fucked up. But I'll keep going. I'll see this ending through. Oh no. Hi Abe, let me restate how glad I am you chose to speak with me tonight. Okay. I always believe that impersonal differences stem from an inability to communicate. Don't you agree? I don't know any of those words. I'm sure that once open-hearted talking things through, it will not only take away any misgivings you may have about our church, but that will also strengthen our relationship lastingly. Oh, that... You're very creepy right now. Very creepy. Very creepy. But please, disregard my platitudes. Welcome to the Stanford House, the most illustrious property on the island. The place isn't open to everyone, you know. The church only rents it out to high-profile occasions, such as weddings and conferences. Let me show you around the manor. Okay, let's go. That's a statue. The property has 16 guest bedrooms. Did you know that the history of Stanford House dates back to the 17th century? Bro, I don't care about facts, bro. It once belonged to the Lords of Isle. Okay. I believe someone may have mentioned that to me. Yeah, you dumb bitch. Anyway, it's fundamentally a wooden structure, the property of underwent countless renovation of the ages. Oh shit. However, the spirit of the island hasn't passed departed yet. She took me by the hand, leading me through the main hall. Okay, she's in love with me. This is what I thought will happen. I thought that this game had a deep dark secret, but I also thought you could choose one of the 3 girls. This is not the one I want to choose. This is not the girl I want to choose if it ends in dating. This is the master bedroom. After the recognition of Abbott, the churches acquired Stanford House. This was the immense symbol of importance of the islanders, as it solidifies our restored sovereignty. Like conquering a tyrannical ruler's palace, we were finally autonomous over our homestead. To this day, Stanford House remains property of the church. No matter how much that old Lechlapod offer us, we'll never relinquish it to him. But you shouldn't. The Church of Abbott shouldn't lead everything. She led me through the ballroom and the library until we had finished our tour. It's a great place, isn't it? And we have to all of ourselves tonight. Okay, she is really creeping me out right now. Let's hang out and talk in one of the bedrooms. That way I'll just have one room to tidy afterwards. Okay. I am not going in anywhere with you. You are creepy. Okay, do they compensate you for your work at the house? I bet you're looking for something that pays better than your paper round. They don't give me a formal paycheck. This is just one of the duties that come with being the pastor's daughter. You know, I clean rooms for God. I never really lacked anything material though. You probably realized by now that my family is rather wealthy. The church maintains in rent and the members of our congregation tithe generously. So, the Church of Abbot rents, like, you take money from the people? I guess. Oh yeah, how did your service go? She let a contained laugh. Just the same old service, you know. I listened to my father's preaching for so long now, you learn to zone out after a while. I know it's been embarrassing for me to say, but Dad's sermons have tendency to go on and on, you know. Naughty girl shit. But I don't care about this shit. I usually go into my private bubble. What the fuck is that? I pretend that I'm swimming underwater in an endless sea of the blue. You know, again, this is her. This is the girl. During those episodes, nothing gets through to me. Okay. Interesting. Interesting. Not even May's excited whispers. Aw, her face grew dark. Isn't it always easy, you know? As a pastor's daughter, the entire congregation looks up to you. Like living in a glass house where all your actions are magnified and judged. She winked. Oh. I forgot. Sorry. Better not make sure no one sees us together tonight. Anyway, I wish my misery ended there. But while I'm placed up on a pedestal inside the church, outsiders regard me as a freak. They view my father as an octonic witch doctor, a relic from a long-forgotten times. I've always been given trouble at school by farm girls mainly. What the fuck? They try to ridicule me, drag me down. But I never let them. You know. Okay. You hear that? She was shaking with anger. As soon as you let them humiliate you, you become lower than them. Outcast in your own town. What the fuck? Did she just hear the farm girls? Like, you're no, I'm not to say anything. But she was like, oh, do you hear him? Do you hear him, mate? Please say that you hear him. They always try to debase you. Those kind of people. Do you understand? Her voice became quiet. It's exactly what we're trying to do in the council right now. Ah. I don't get it. I apologize. I became emotional. I don't want you to see me this way. What you mean? I don't want to see you emotional either. Stop crying. Just wait here for me. I get some drinks from the bar. Don't get me drunk. And away she was. I remained in the opulent room, which was adorned lavishly with statues and bas-reliefs featuring figures I never read about in the Bible. What? A few minutes later, Rika returned with a bottle of wine and 2 glasses. You ain't getting me drunk, Rika. Do I have the option to say no to wine? You should try this. It's Chateau La Misolon Haut Braillon. She poured a glass and handed it to me. Can I say no? A great vintage. There's nothing sour about these grapes. Can I say no to the drink? I don't want to get drunk. But anyway, I promised the answers. The largest farm in the region is owned by a man named George Van Linden. He has about 400 acres, which he tends to do with a small group of farmhands. The names immediately drew my attention. When harvest comes, however, he employs a large team of seasonal workers to help him bring in the crops. These workers are paid a slave's wage. He provides accommodation for them on the farm, in the large barn that has been converted into a makeshift sleeping quarters. His practices are undoubtedly in violation of labor code, George. However, doesn't care. All that matters to him is the bottom line, and the workers don't complain out of fear for their jobs. As you probably figure out, George's brother is the mayor of our town. He makes sure George stays out of trouble for the abysmal treatment of his employees. I took a sip from my wine and was met with an intense, overpowering aroma of smoke and berries that lingered in the mouth for a while. Wine, you know. Smoke and berries. Sorry. Oh man, that was bad. Wrong hole. Rika looked up at me expectantly. Do you like it? Oh, sure. Just some ordinary wine. Oh, I'm dying. And she smiled. Oh, I just grabbed what we had back there. Anyway, you should know George is an impulsive man. I remember once I was a kid, he passed by his orchids on our way to school. Even though we've been taught to be wary of George, sometimes picked up apples that had fallen by the wayside, figuring he won't be able to sell them anyway. But one day George was there. When my friend Naomi picked up an apple, George saw her and immediately flew into the fit of unrestrained maniacal rage. He dropped what he was doing and came bounding at us, always snarling in an almost bestial display of fury. As soon as we noticed him coming in our direction, we fled towards the school, making it to the building just before he could catch us. Remembering that look of pure animalistic rage that I saw in his eyes that day, I realized right then and there, something was fundamentally broken within that man. It was, and your father broke him. Don't be such a bitch. I'm sure it would have inflicted serious harm if I hadn't been able to catch us that day. Yeah, because your father fucked him over. And this wasn't an isolated incident. George was a tyrant. He was known for acting out his anger on his employees. Whenever someone made a mistake or went against his will, he'd make them feel it. And of course the seasonal workers, desperate to keep their jobs, were an easy target. More and more stories of worker abuse came out, so much that even the mayor had a hard time keeping the whole issue under wraps. So, are you saying... She lowered her voice even though there was no one there to overhear us. You must understand what happened that night was accumulation of the combinative factors. What? George's firm had been stuck, disapproved hard by a series of tariffs of an ammonium nitrate. It was also a bad year weather-wise, with extreme droughts and plaguing the land. And then on top of it came all the allegations of work abuse, which were likely sparked by an anonymous source from among his own employees. It all ignited on the fateful night. There had been a small confrontation earlier that day, between George and one of the labourers. When George became angry, the group of workers had formed a front, preventing George from lashing out against the unsubordinated employee, Michael. George wasn't able to go up against them all, yet he always couldn't retaliate by firing them, as there was no time to hire a replacement. Humiliated by his own subordinates, an intense rage ate at him from inside. Whoa! Late at night when Michael came home, George was lying in waiting. While speaking, Rika had wrapped her hair tightly around the palm of her hand, and though it were bandaged, she appeared recalling to describe what came next. Oh, she's crying! Oh my god, what a bitch. George must have dropped down from the granary, 200 pounds, concentrated fury, wielding a 10-inch pruning knife. All was red before his eyes. All he could do was raise the blade and plunge it downward again and again and again and again. Okay, she had a loud, grief-stricken sob. Oh, I just can't still see it perfectly in my mind. The anger in his eyes, from that day as a children when we stole those apples, something so irrational, so hell-bent on revenge. I could easily imagine him brutally take away another person's life, with 87 stab wounds. I apologize. The whole tale still brings tears to my eyes. Come on, let's go outside. Oh, finally, I don't want to be in a bedroom with wine and you. Okay, that was a little bit creepy, but I poured a new glass and followed her through the art of the concentrate. I don't know. Hey, Rika. Sanford House lies on an elevation. It's higher even than the surrounding island. Quite suitable, isn't it? Like a palace. Okay. And as we stood in the mild evening breeze, looking out over the distant lights of the town, a feeling of majesty gradually took possession of me. Out here in the sticks, simply spending time with Rika at his magnificent mansion, instilled me with an air of importance. Just walking through... Oh my god, that was so disgusting. Just walking through the halls, drinking wine in the courtyard. Isn't it delightful how warm it is? I just adore coming out of her walks in the dark. I love how no one can see me. It's so exhilarating. She spun around giggling, sending me wine spilling from her glass. That's weird, that's weird. Sometimes I just want to dance. Go out and dance without anyone knowing. Do you think it's a crime to dance? I don't want anybody to know that I dance. What the fuck? She took my hand in an attempt to initiate a waltz of sorts. But I was caught off guard by her sudden spontaneity and remained rigid as she pulled me. Clumsily, I followed her around the nocturnal yard. I'm sorry, I'm making you feel uncomfortable. Come on, I get us some more wine. Hey, yo, stop pouring me wine. This is going too far. She led me back inside. No. Oh, that evening air has done me well. Are there any more questions you'd like answered? I thought for a second. Well, I spoke to Karen Borheris before she was attacked. She mentioned something about a group named Flock 05. Karen? That's so typical of her. Shoot, stab her. You should know, after the attack on his farm, it didn't take long for George to fall under suspicion. On behest of the mayor, the police wasn't allocating many resources to the case. Still, rumors started to spread like wildfire. In an attempt to keep the accusations at bay, the mayor tried to shift the blame onto Flock 05. The party harbors a long-running grudges against all migrant workers. It sounded plausible at the time to assume they had orchestrated the gruesome murder. This, however, is where my father stepped in. What? There's a limit to the amount of evil that can fester within a community like ours. Our church may be regarded as close-minded by some, but we are still Christians, and we still always stand up for the rights of the innocent and downtrodden. Blessed is the man that endures temptation, for when he is tried he shall receive the crown of life. Though my father understood he wouldn't be able to have George Van Linden brought to justice, knowing the corruption that creeps within the police force, he did put his foot down when it came to farming and related party for crime they didn't commit. This has caused something of a rift within AER. Okay. Would you say that the party split into two separate factions? She glared at me playfully. Haha, so much wine. Oh, she disappeared. Why are we back in the bedroom, where we sat down upon the bed? The lingering aroma of wine seemed to encompass everything, as though it had drifted from my taste buds and sailed out into the room. Okay, Karen has likely led you to believe that the church is against all forms of migrant labor. But that's very one-sided representation of our point of view. Okay, no farmer ever hires workers from afar without self-serving reasons. Migrants are often cheap and willing to work under appealing circumstances. The Agrians like to paint themselves as regular philanthropists. If you knew what went down on their farms, you realize it's all ruse. The sweet fragrance enveloped everything. My eyelids were gradually growing heavier as they were being borne down by sticky, sugary wine. Okay, she's kind of wrong here, because, okay, workers, normal wages, all that, but farmers that are used to work in bad circumstances and have lower pay shouldn't keep being like that. They should be treated equal either way. And that's where I think this church is wrong. I think. I don't know. Don't quote me on this. Like, I don't completely know, but I'm pretty sure. I could barely make out Rika's delight features and began to curse myself for drinking so much. Oh no, I hate this already. It's a disgusting transvolution of values. The slaveholder pharaohs have deemed themselves as righteous god kings beyond all reproach. And I also think this girl Rika has been manipulated by her father. Like, anything he says, she believes, I believe. Watch out, Abe. Don't drop your glass. Our hands touch. Deep burgundy lines traverse my vision, slowly growing dark and fading into a thick, luscious black. Her black hair, coiling into infinity. My parents always read to each other from the Bible before going to bed. Wouldn't that be fun to do? I don't know about that, Rika. Heh, no thank you, no. Oh, here she begins. God is jealous and the Lord avenges. As my mind drifted off to the distant shores, the Lord avenges and is furious. The Lord will take vengeance on his adversaries, down into sunlit seas, and he reserves wrath for his enemies. The Lord is slow to anger and great in power, and will not at all acquit the wicked. Oh, what's happening? What the fuck am I hearing? You hear this shit too, right? Okay, Abe. Oh! Good morning, Abe. What? It's just a sleepyhead. Time to wake up. What the fuck is going on? Oh. Suddenly I was wide awake and Rika sat crouching beside me. attempting to comfort me in acute terror. Her face was completely normal in pale morning light. I need a minute. That fucking scared me. I legit, my heart, that creeped me the fuck out. Oh my god, I need to like, oof, my heart was starting to race, like that was creepy. Abe, are you okay? You still had a nightmare. A nightmare, yes. I'm shit scared of this game right now. If this game a one-time jump scares me, I'm gonna cry. I apologize for yesterday's evening, for how I behaved. It's not in the character for me to let myself go like that, especially not with a man present. It's okay, I had a great time. What happened? I don't know. I'm sorry for falling asleep on you. I don't want to be a burden. I help you clean and then leave as soon as possible. Oh no, it's okay. Please take your time. We can leave in the afternoon. Okay. I don't like this. We had our breakfast of coffee and smoked salmon in the morning sun. After Rika was paced around the courtyard, brushing her hair slowly, counting every stroke. Oh, this is scary. Rika? 22, 23, 24, 27, oh. Yes? I was thinking about what you were telling me last night. 26, 27, 28. I think everything makes a lot more sense now. I was just wondering. 29. What? That whole affair about the Marcus and the secret document that got lost. Who was behind that? She put down her brush. You mean the document that was stolen from my father's office on Saturday night? I can feel the blood rushing to my head. Yeah. She stared at me with piercing eyes. Well, that's the first time it's been stolen, right? Well, I'm very sure you're familiar yourself with its contents. So what did you make of it? She looked eager to hear my response, as though a lot depended on it. They seemed like impulsive fabrications. Perhaps. She giggled. I guess you can imagine why Leopold wanted to get his hands on them. He's such a disgrace. It's one thing that his sadists romance out of persecution and persist into the 19th century, but to think that people are still trying to reintegrate them in this day and age, only to demonize our church. The bears witness to an immense bias and destructive bigotry that has been held against the inhabitants of these lands through history. What kind of nonsense do these papers contain? That we obey a demonic sea god? That we sacrifice a newborn infants to roaring waves? Yes, and I do believe that. Do Leopold really think he'd be taken serious with these kind of allegations? Nonsensely, she resumed brushing her hair. I admit we did take appendix of them, but not through any scheme or trickery. It was late, Leopold was being entertained by a troop of harlots that himself had invented over. Disgracefully, my father just happened to stumble upon the papers crumpled sticking out of his briefcase. They're very rare manuscripts, only two other copy exist. Only John's of the Concerto, you know. Anyway, he took them, right there and then, to save Marcus the embarrassment of trying to use them for fruitless blackmail. Then word got about the Leopold's behavior. We still have no idea who took those photographs. They were damaging for my father too, you see, considering the whole affair took place in his property. There wasn't any malice involved. My father is a man of love. He loves his enemies. What? Sometimes a little too much, I'd say. I think with a town like this, the murder, deceit, and corruption that goes on, forgiveness and love can only bring you so far. A place like this needs cleansing. She smiled. A telling smile. Okay, she's in the fucking wrong in this one. We need justice, bro. That sea god ain't gonna save you. When the earth was corrupted and full of violence, God looked upon the earth and saw how degenerate the earth had become. For all flesh on earth had corrupted their race. And God said to Noah, I'm going to put an end to all flesh, for the earth is filled with violence because of them. I'm surely going to destroy both of them and the earth. Go and make yourself an ark of gooper wood. Okay. Sometimes we just can't buy big forgiveness alone. When evil is obvious, when mankind is immutable in its ways. The farmers surrounding lands, they have new lands reclaimed for the sea. There's my problem too, you know. He told, oh, all man is evil, go on a boat and travel with the animals. It's like, but that goes against everything you say, you know. You say that humanity and all that is safe, you know, and every life that accepts God should be saved. Just like when the earth was new in Noah's day, sometimes you need to push the reset button. Oh my fucking god. And it came to pass, after 7 days, the waters of the flood were upon the earth. On the 7th day of the 2nd month, the fountains of the Greek broke apart, and the windows of heaven opened. And the rain was upon the earth for 40... I know this story. A flood wouldn't be that beautiful. A nourishing, all-consuming flood that sweeps all the fields and farms and washes Prudy examined from our beautiful seabed. We'd be safe up here. This island still lies above sea level. It would shelter us against the waters like a wooden ark. She stared at me with menacing eyes. I know it's a horrible thought, Abe, but it excites me to the fullest. We truly are protected by a powerful God. Our God can wipe away the foolish constructions of man with only the flick of his finger. But all humans should be treated equally, whether they believe or not. You're just so wrong, Rika. I don't like you. I should have never gone on this date. I feel so good about you, Abe. I want to take you. Oh, through town, okay. Up to the shore, I want to show you so many things. It may frighten you a little, but you need to trust me. You need to trust me that I can show you a true path to righteousness. Will you join me in my path, Abe? Do you trust me? Okay, here's another save. Because I need to save here. Okay, so now I have two options. I'm gonna try I do not trust you and see what happens. Instantly the excitement dissipated from her eyes. Abe, do you not see the injustices? We could build a better world together. I'm imploring you, Abe, please. Will you join me? I can't, babe. That's clear. She's crying. I'm afraid I overestimated our relationship. No! I apologize for getting carried away. Now please have the decency to leave me to my melancholy. You must realize that your presence is currently too much for me to handle. Oh. So it's like that. Okay. I spent days in bed drifting in and out of existence, lost both mentally and physically, as I thought I would be even to point out my current location on a map, and I feared it would come to a point that even myself would begin to despair. Simply forgotten, skimmed over like a footnote without reference. Guard your heart above all else. Oh. It was during winter break that I amended myself to stay with Aunt Maren for 2 weeks, and after that I simply refused to return to Abbotsford, especially now that the finals were near, and it wasn't hard to get transferred back to my old school. I was still in all their systems. I've already started hunting for a place of my own, preferably close to the beach. Was that end? Epilogue. Yeah, that was the end. It wasn't until April that I set foot in Abbotsford again. I needed my father's signature in order to apply for my high school degree. My father acted distant, signing the papers wordlessly, and after it was done, my presence felt like a burden. During predicted months, my ties to this place had slowly faded away. I saw no other option than to leave. Ooh. But it's on my way to the station that I detected a vaguely familiar figure crawling along the pavement. Although a lot more trepid than I recalled her, it was unmistakably Rika, the girl I used to know. She flinched when I approached her. I thought you had left, Rika. I paused, not really knowing what to say. Rika was staring at me with a detached look in her eyes, indicated that I was the last person she had hoped to meet that day. I have left. Then please, be on your way. You should know we don't take kindly to strangers down here. God damn! For a second, her demeanor softened. I gave you a chance, you know. I let you into my heart, and for a brief time you truly appeared intended to make it your home. But as an insolent wedding guest, you have taken advantage of my hospitality. She stared at me like an angered swan. What? Please be gone, into the outer darkness, where there is a weeping and gnashing of teeth. For many are called, but we few are chosen. Damn. Deluge, don't be a crashing wave. To be continued. This music is loud. Thank you for playing the early access version of Deluge, Threnody of Crashing Waves. The full version is planned for summer 2022. We'd love to hear your thoughts on the game. You can contact us via leave.socha.org or Steam Community Hub. For credits, please check out the Abbott section in the main menu. You have currently unlocked the ending routes for Ina and Rika. You can play remaining ending routes by loading a save file or by returning to part 4. Okay. Okay. That's cool. That's so cool. Yeah, crosswinds. Because I didn't unlock the... Oh, wait. Yeah, because... Which grandma... Okay, wait. Oh, this music needs to stop, please. Let's... We are crosswinds, we have those two. Okay. Let's quit. Oh no, main menu. Okay. This was Deluge, Threnody of Crashing Waves. We are not done. I'm running out of time for this episode, but we are so close. I am uncertain though, because I have unlocked, as you can see in my loads, I can go with Rika's ending, and I can say no to the date and preferably do Ina's ending. But where the fuck is that other girl's ending, and how do I get to that? I'm very uncertain. Maybe it's something with saying no to the date, but meeting her afterwards. In the next episode, I'm gonna wrap it up and do all endings. That means ending with Rika, ending with Ina, and ending with that other girl. And I'm gonna wrap it up then. And of course, I can't wait for the full version to come out. But yeah, this was the first ending of Deluge, Threnody of Crashing Waves, or the alone ending as you would like. But yeah, I hope I see the next one. If you wanted to check out the other episodes of what I've done so far, if you haven't already seen them, which you should have, they're in my playlist, Deluge, Threnody of Crashing Waves, yeah. But yeah, I'll wrap this up in, this weekend. I'll get back to this as soon as possible. So yeah. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. This is coming to an end, but not when the full game comes out. Then we'll be back at it. But yeah, I love this game. This is a very good game. The developer actually sent me a message too. It's a really good game. I love it. So yeah, thanks for watching. Have a good day, and bye-bye.